Hey guys, this is Courtney from Willow's Bloom, and I felt really called to do a pick a card reading. I just started pulling cards. I just got this new deck and felt like I was getting a lot of really clear answers from it and felt really inspired to use it for a reading. So that's what we're gonna do. And I don't normally do a bunch of these on this channel. I do mostly like astrology and tarot, but I felt called, so I wanted to do it. I didn't even ask a clear question. So I guess this is more so messages that you need to hear right now. And, be it from your guides, from your ancestors, from wherever, it's something that you need to hear at this point in your life. And when I was pulling the cards, it was crazy. I've already looked at them, but I haven't studied them or anything. I just pulled them so I saw them, and wow, there was very distinct themes coming in through each pile. So I feel like there are very clear messages to specific people who need to hear them. So that's, I think, why I was called. And the deck I'm using today, the tarot deck, is called the Rainbow Heart Tarot. I have been waiting for this deck forever. I just got it in the mail. They just started shipping them, so I'm super stoked about it. If you guys like the artwork, then go support them. And yeah, I'm just gonna dive right in. So go ahead and choose your pile. I'm gonna move the camera down. You're not gonna see my face anymore, which is kind of nice, honestly, for me anyway. And so yeah, you can go ahead and choose whichever one calls to you through the crystal. I guess I'll just hold the crystals up so you can see those kind of one by one, and then I'll let you guys choose the pile, and then we'll get right in. So pile 1 is this orange crystal here. I want to say it's calcite, but I'm honestly not sure. So it's really pretty. Kind of reminds me, I'm from Florida, it reminds me a lot of the stones there, like the little shells with the lines in it. This, you guys, I'm really testing my crystal knowledge. I feel like this is something I know, but I can't remember. It's a clear crystal, clear quartz. Let's go with that. We're gonna say that this is turquoise, and we're gonna say that this is obsidian. I'm really not positive about these, you guys, but we're going with it. So that's what I'm seeing so far. Piles, of course, this is pile 1. You guys, I'm not good at this. This is pile 2. The clear quartz is pile 2. The turquoise is pile 3. And the obsidian is pile 4. And the orange calcite is pile 1. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, I have no idea how other tarot readers do this so that you can see the cards really well. I guess you can kind of see them, right? I'm just gonna hold them up like this. Okay, so the orange calcite group, pile 1. The first card that I have for you guys is this beautiful 8 of Pentacles. The second tarot card, I only got 2 tarot cards for you guys, is the 3 of Swords. So I was trying to pull more, actually, and just more wasn't coming, but a bunch came in your other groups of the other piles, so we're going to talk about those. In the second group, or in the second thing of cards, I got the Abundance Oracle card. I got the Continuance Oracle card. And Emotion and Attraction. So I have these all flipped to you guys, but it's hard for me to read them now. All right, so let's just start there, and then we're going to get to the others. So this 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords card, this is directly telling me you guys have been working really hard on something, and I feel like it led to some kind of disappointment. Your work didn't pay off in the way that you had hoped. And I feel like with this Abundance and Continuance card, it was something that you felt like was going to bring you prosperity into your future, that it was going to be abundant. And I'm just getting the feeling that it broke your heart, or there was some something that didn't really go as according to plan as you had hoped, and you put a lot of effort into something that didn't really work out. But I actually feel like this is trying to say, you know what, let me see what the other cards say first before I get into this. Yeah. Okay. I feel like there's a strong emphasis here on this emotion card. It says emotion and attraction right next to each other. To me, this is about manifestation, because what does emotion do? It attracts like vibrations into our atmosphere, into our vortex, as they would say. But yeah, I pulled the Cancer I Feel card, and I feel like this is coming in line with the emotion card. So I either feel like there's two different groups here. I feel like either some of you have had a heartbreak in terms of a relationship and you've been really in your feels about that, or you've had some kind of loss about something that you've invested a lot of time into work-wise that you felt like was really abundant. So this could be work or relationship, something that you really invested into that did not pan out the way you hoped. And I feel like this abundance and continuance card are saying that you actually are extremely abundant right now. This Apple card, this continuance card, I feel like the word continuance or continuity is really important here. You know, apple a day keeps a doctor away. This kind of building on what you've been already working on, continuing doing what you're doing, staying in that same place will lead to a sense of abundance. And I felt like that's what you were doing with this Eight of Pentacles. You were actually really trying hard with something and putting in that effort day in and day out. Eight of Pentacles is about building your craft, investing into something emotionally, physically, time-wise, resources-wise. But then again, you have this Three of Swords card. So it could be for some of you that you've had this heartbreak and then you started putting yourself into something and now you're getting abundance from it. But I feel like a lot of you guys, it might be the reverse, that you're putting a lot into something and it didn't work out and you're heartbroken about it. But these cards on the side, because they're so optimistic about abundance and continuing to do what you're doing, I feel like it's telling you to not give up, to have persistence, to keep going. Because I feel like whatever negative part of your journey that occurred here with this Three of Swords that led to feelings of loss, that led to feelings of disappointment, that had you maybe doubting yourself or doubting your experience, and why doubting, why you've been putting so much energy into something to begin with, if it's just going to not pan out as you'd hoped. I feel like this is a really important chapter in whatever you're trying to go after, but it's not an indication that what you're going after is wrong. So if it's a relationship or a person, or if it's some kind of work thing, which I think for most of you guys, it's going to be some kind of work thing, when I think, well, maybe not. I'm just going to let you decide for yourselves, whatever that is. It's not that this is necessarily the wrong thing for you. I'm getting that more so it's that you are meant to keep going on this journey. And for some reason, you are meant to experience this level of difficulty or heartbreak. Let me pull another card, because I just want to make sure by telling you to keep going and not give up that this is, yeah, I really do feel like, yeah. Let me just pull one more card and see if anything comes out in regards to this. Four of Wands and Eight of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, so I feel like the Four of Wands is a card of celebration. So these are people getting married. This is a business going well, some kind of thing where you have a success and you're enjoying that success because of the continued effort you put in, because you didn't give up at this Three of Swords. So whatever setback you had emotionally with this person or with this job or with this career thing, whatever it is, I feel like you guys are going to step into a time of abundance and prosperity and whatever that is, and it's going to override that Three of Swords. And it's going to happen actually much quicker than you expect. So it's like this failure happens, or this feeling, this fight, or this breakup, or whatever this is, and you guys are going to almost like immediately kind of find resolution, whether this means overcoming it and doing something a little bit differently. I feel like whenever we have some kind of failure, it's not to deter us from the object at hand. It maybe is trying to get you to have a different approach to whatever you're pursuing. So maybe like you're still meant to do this business, but maybe a little bit of a different offering or slightly different approach to your offering. Maybe this relationship still works, but you guys need to have a talk and create some kind of resolution about this relationship. Or maybe, I mean, I hate to encourage people to stay in a relationship if it is toxic, because that's not really at all what I want. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like there's something here telling you to hold on to something, because there is abundance on the other side, to keep putting effort into it. This abundance card is the first of the water fruits. And water in astrology is a cohesive element. It brings people together. It creates a bond. And so that's essentially, if you are in a part of your relationship where things are broken apart, this, to me, this water card, this abundance card, besides obviously financial stability, if you're talking about business or career stuff, I feel like for relationships, it's talking about finally having some harmony and cohesion in the relationship. And also this emotion and attraction card. So if it is for people in relationships, I feel like you're going to get to a point where you are more emotionally stable with this person, as long as you are expressing to them how you feel. Like you're really being vulnerable and honest. And this attraction card to me is showing that there is going to be more of a coming together, literally more attraction between the two of you, as you both become more vulnerable with each other. This attraction card is also telling me, if this is something surrounding a business or a career, that you have the ability to use the law of manifestation through utilizing your emotions and being very clear about what it is you're trying to manifest or attract into your life. And so I feel like you guys need to sit down and get really clear about what you want to emotionally experience, either in a relationship or in a career. Get clear about how you want to feel. And I feel like that's why this Cancer card, I feel, is coming up. As long as you're clear about how you want to feel, you can keep going and putting energy into what it is you're working on. But as long as this is the final destination or the final motive about really how you feel. I pulled also this She Who Becomes, which says metamorphosis, transcend, and journey, and She Who Resists, fearless, justified, and resistant. So I feel like this journey card literally says metamorphosis and transcend. So I feel like you guys are moving past an old phase within a certain cycle that you're in. Whether this is in, whatever you're trying to pursue right now, if this is a relationship with somebody or within your career, there's something that you are meant to evolve from. This heartbreak was really here to help you transcend or transform some aspect, like I was saying, of the relationship or of the career or of your approach in life that wasn't working. There's something that needs to be modified. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with your emotional nature. Maybe you're being very sensitive to certain things and you're being triggered, but maybe it's time to own up to what's triggering you. Or maybe you do go through some kind of failure and you're letting your emotions get the best of you. You're letting them take hold of your thoughts and you're turning it into something negative. When in reality, you are supposed to use this experience to learn how to master your emotions and transcend the environment that you're experiencing to attract something of a higher vibration. So this can be one of the most difficult things to learn, is how to take a negative experience and make it into a growth opportunity for us and make it into something that is going to actually help us manifest in the future. And I feel like that's what you guys are going through. And I got the She Who Resists, fearless, justified, and resistant. So to me, this is you not giving up. This is you resisting failure, resisting letting go, resisting giving in to maybe negative feedback from other people. If people are telling you just break up or just let go or whatever that is in your career, like obviously you should just move on from it. I feel like this is you saying, no, I'm going after whatever this thing is because it feels like it's actually in alignment with me. And I feel like you do know this deep inside your heart. You do know this 4 of Wands situation is on the horizon for you, but you have to believe it and encounter whatever a kind of emotional transformation needs to happen here first. Because even once you reach success, you're going to reach times when people or things and experiences are really emotionally trying for you. And if you can't transmute that and utilize that to a higher degree, basically feel your feelings, but then not let yourself get stuck in them, not let yourself get down, not let them take a hold of you. If you can allow that to happen and you can use your feelings as a growth opportunity, to push you forward, to keep going after your goals, but coming closer to yourself in that process and getting all the wisdom out of that experience as you can, then you'll be able to keep growing. But if you don't have these hurdles at the beginning and you keep building and building in your relationship or in a business and you never have hurdles, like your first hurdle is going to feel really big. Your first hurdle is going to feel like it's going to break you. That's why they say it's so important in relationships to have arguments, because it's not about having a perfect relationship. It's about learning how to reconcile, learning how to process your emotions in a healthy way and to speak about them, and then utilize that experience to be vulnerable, to grow closer, to deal with conflict, to deal with hardship, and again, learn from it. And just develop like the skills and the tools to become fearless in the pursuit of your goals. Because if you know that you have the tools to handle any of these heartbreaks or any of these hardships, then you are fearless in the face of your goals or the pursuit of that relationship or whatever it is you're looking for. Because you know you have the tools to face any hardship. You're not going to back down. You're not going to be scared of failure because you know that you will not give up. You will keep going no matter what. That was really short. I feel like that was really positive though, and it's just a message here to tell you guys to keep going, that there's abundance on the other side of this, that you have really positive manifestation abilities if you allow yourself to tap into them. So I kind of want to ask some more questions because that was so fast. Let me ask one more question about what is going to happen if you guys are able to transmute these emotions and utilize the lessons from this difficult experience, but not give up on whatever you're looking for. So what is going to happen for group one, for pile one, if they're able to do that? I already feel like I kind of know with this abundance card and this continuous card, but let me just see it reflected in the tarot. What's going to happen for them? Okay. I got the moon and the star. Oh my God, I love this so much. Okay, so the moon card, this is about facing our shadows, you guys. This is, I'm pretty sure you can tell what that is. This is about the feminine, the shadow feminine that is the emotions controlling us, you guys. Like the shadow feminine is allowing emotions to dictate our behavior without having an idea of where it's coming from or how it's influencing us. It's literally hidden in the shadow. So if you're triggered by something and you're just reacting in the moment, in a relationship, in a career, to a failure, to hardship, whatever it is, it's basically giving you guys, you're being driven by the shadow. So essentially what you're going to learn is how to bring that shadow to the light, how to recognize when you're being triggered, and how to cope with that again in a healthy way. It's not about never getting triggered, because we're all always going to get triggered at some point, but it's about recognizing when you're stooping into your shadow, and hugging your shadow and being okay with it, accepting it, but not letting it make decisions for you without your conscious awareness. And this is something that I realized I do in relationships. Like the other day, I realized that inadvertently, without planning it, without being conscious of it, I said something to someone, and after I said it, I was like, oh, I wonder if that's going to make them jealous. And I was like, that's my shadow feminine doing something to make somebody jealous. Even if it wasn't conscious, even if it wasn't a decision, it's something that I said, and I realized it could have made someone feel that way. And it was my way of gaining control over the situation, of feeling like I had some kind of emotional influence on somebody. Again, all of this was unconscious. And I realized after the fact, how many times have I been subject to my shadow and not realized it? How many times am I fearful of losing someone, so I do something like this? Or I'm fearful of something negative happens, so I do something out of the shadow, out of that fear. And so you guys are going to learn how to control this, and not let the shadow control you, to integrate it, to become one with it, to recognize it, to have a relationship, to have a dialogue with it, and really tap into your intuitive power in that process. The other thing I pulled was the star card. This is full of hope. This is the the lightness after the dawn, this is the card that appears after the Tower card in tarot. And so what that means is your life can go through these destructive moments, but you will be able to see the light in the stars again. You'll be able to pick up the pieces and have hope about what the future has to offer, because you know that you can move through the fire, you can move through these difficult scenarios and still come out alive and still be okay and still improve, and your life moves on. So to me, this is one of the most positive cards in the deck, and it's basically saying that you have all good things to come. So I feel like it's not only giving you hope about the future, but saying that after each darkness, you will be able to find this hope again because you've done it now, and you're learning again, like I said, those tools to be able to tackle any of these experiences in the future and get yourself to a place of hope and renewal and faith that life is going to support you moving forward. So I feel like that is a really positive reading for you guys. I hope that resonates. If it does, please give me a like and comment down below. And if you're interested in a personal tarot reading, I just started offering that. Not sure how long I'll offer that for. Yeah, not really sure at this point. But if you're interested, it's on willowsbloom.com. And the readings are pretty long, I'm going to be honest. There's no time limit, but they're generally running for like 30 minutes to an hour at least. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye. All right, up next we have pile 2, and you guys chose this clear quartz crystal, which doesn't focus. Someone told me to like bring it back and then bring it forward. I feel like that kind of worked for a second. Anyway, you are group 2, so you know who you are. And this is kind of like a weird angle, so I'm sorry about that. All right, you guys got the 2 swords. So you might be in this phase of uncertainty right now. Whenever I say 2 swords, there's often a decision we need to make between 2 things, or we just don't know kind of what direction we're headed in quite yet. You guys also have the 6 of Wands, which is about achieving some level of success, often notoriety or being seen, and feeling like we're having some kind of victory in our lives. Then the last tarot card is the 10 of Swords, which is a little bit of a scary card, but it's about an ending that we cannot come back from. So this is really interesting. I almost feel like this is kind of telling a story of what you guys might be going through. And I kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about this 10 of Swords though. So if you notice this in the tarot, the Swords card, my friend was explaining this to me, who is like a beast at the tarot and has done a lot of research. But the Swords cards are about like our soul after we have left the earthly plane. And the swords behind this person, not in their back, but behind them, is representing that this soul cannot go back to its previous life. There is an ending that you cannot go back. You can't reverse this. You can't go back over the water and go back into your old body and your old life. You are now a soul that has to accept that the only way forward is forward. You know what I'm trying to say. You can only move forward. And so you guys are having some kind of ending, which I'm really curious about. Let's see the rest of your cards to kind of get a sense of what this might be. So you got actually let's do these. Oh, there's only one green one. You got the Vitality card, which is interesting. One of the things that really stands out to me is this this snake on here, which reminds me a lot of like Kundalini awakenings and like the shadow feminine. You guys got the 8th house endings, which is all about the same kind of Scorpio energy, like the snake. Yeah. There is some kind of ending occurring in your guys' life. And then this Aquarius I Know card. And then you guys also have these last 3, which says, she who radiates knowing, ambition, and confidence. So you guys got 2 knowing cards. And it's interesting that I'm placing them right above the 2 swords, which is inherently a state of not knowing. So I feel like whatever is ending is going to be this lack of clarity in your life. I also have she who is present now, awareness, and acceptance. So I do want to kind of put this acceptance near this endings card, because anytime we're having an ending, I feel like we have to accept the loss of whatever that is, even if we are excited about what's moving ahead for us and excited about the future, it can be still scary to leave what is already in the present moment. Then lastly, we have she who instigates, leadership, provocation, and power. Okay, so I feel like you guys, these cards are messed up. I feel like it should be like this, the order of these. So essentially what I'm seeing here, and I feel like this card should be there. What I'm seeing here is I feel like you guys are in a state of not knowing or indecision. I honestly feel like you guys know with this I know card and this knowing card. I feel like you do know. And it's almost like you don't want to know or accept that there is an impending ending coming up, and it's unavoidable. So there is some unavoidable ending. Like whenever we are growing as souls, we just outgrow certain things. And sometimes we can't help but reach that next level of our growth. And we just can't carry with us what we've been doing or who we've been or who we've been with or whatever that is. So let me actually pull a card on what might be ending. First of all, I think the I don't know is ending because I feel like you actually already know but don't want to admit it. And second of all, I think you knew, Queen of Cups. Yeah, this is saying you know what's ending. You already intuitively know what needs to end. And you just need to trust yourself and allow yourself to free fall into this and accept that now where you're at is in this phase of releasing and letting go. And this is going to lead to success. This is going to lead to some kind of awakening within you with this Scorpio, with this snake here. Why can't I think of that word? Jesus. With this snake and with this fig, and it says vitality. I feel like you guys are going into some realization or like awakening that you cannot experience if you're still holding on to this, whatever outdated energy this is, whatever outdated thing this is in your life. You're like, I know I need to let this go to move on. I know I can't fully step into my light. I know I can't be this leader of my own life. I can't reach this success. I can't have this visibility and have this impact on people's lives and this internal power if I'm not willing to release things that are no longer a vibrational match for me. It's like trying to go for a run and wearing this heavy ton of bricks on your back. Like, it's just not worth it. So, okay, yeah, I pulled what's ending, and literally I got the death card. So the death card is about endings again, but to me, this is about an internal transformation as well. So you guys might be actually ending some aspect internally within yourselves. This is not going to be the case for everybody, but with this Knight of Swords, to me, this is about somebody who is like a little bit reckless. Like the Swords energy moves really fast, and the Knight is kind of like, okay, so it's the person who's in the middle of their journey. And the person who's at the very beginning, I feel like they're excited, they're full of inspiration, and they're kind of like this open vessel. And then you get to the Knight, which is somebody who's starting to take steps. And this person has like preconceived ideas of what they want, of where they're going, of what they think. And they can be a bit hasty or impatient or driven to succeed based off of their current preconceived notions of what that should look like. And this death card to me is a need to change the way that you think about something. And it's actually what is going to lead you to success, the irony of it all. So I feel like you're trying to currently go after success under certain circumstances right now that are not actually going to get you there. They're like I said, there's some kind of impulsiveness or something that's not well thought out, or not like, yeah, I feel like it lacks the experience or the dedication or the planning that it needs to succeed. And so it's almost like that aspect of yourselves might need to end. Like if you've been kind of thinking about, if you've been kind of like feeling like you want to rush into something, then I feel like this is saying maybe to slow down. Let me see if I can get more cards about this. Yeah, okay, so the Justice card. This is about, I feel like the Justice card is when I feel like into this Knight of Swords energy, it's somebody who is desiring success or desiring forward movement right now. And the Justice card is about somebody who has put in the work and the time and the effort, and eventually they will see that come back to them. So it's the tipping of the scales to create balance, to create equality. And so I feel like you guys might need to leave behind a little bit of impatience that can come in with your goals or whatever you're going after. Because I see you stepping into this really powerful leadership position. But I feel like there has to be some kind of ending. And I think it might be an ending in your life about someone you hang out with or something that you're doing. But I also feel like there is a quality within you that needs to end, where you're leaving behind this almost like teenager self, where you're like, okay, I'm going to like dream this into being. I'm going to make it happen. It's going to happen tomorrow. And it's like coming into this state of being where you are very understanding of how the universe works and how the laws of the world works. That you put a certain amount of energy in and you get a certain amount of energy back. You have to give a certain amount of value to get that in return. And I feel like what this is saying is this effort that you put in will be return to you in a certain amount of time. I also pulled the Ace of Pentacles, which to me is saying that you guys might actually have to like leave a current idea that you have, because for some reason I feel like it's this immaturity is coming through. Like it's not like thought out well enough, or it's not right in some way. It's like too rushed, or I don't know. There's something about it that's like not right, you guys. It's hard to even pinpoint exactly what it is, but there's something wrong with the logic of what you're currently going after. And that has to end. And you have to be willing to give that up to find success. And once you're willing to give that up and put work into something, really thoroughly plan something, put effort into something, really think about what people need in the world or whatever you're going after, how to give what you're trying to receive, whatever that is, I feel like that's when you're going to get this breakthrough idea. An Ace of Pentacles is about having a tangible opportunity to grasp onto. Like that idea, that wisdom, something that you can hold that has the potential to be very fruitful for you. And I think with this Justice card, you will put in the effort that it takes for it to bear fruit. So yeah, I feel like there is some idea that's not quite right for you guys. And I feel like you intuitively know it. Like you're in this state of like, right now with this Two Swords, I feel like you're in this state of feeling like you don't know, of feeling like you don't know what's wrong, why you're not getting the success you're looking for. But you do know with this Queen of Cups, you intuitively feel that something is off. And when I pulled this Aquarius, I know, and the knowing card, this ambition card, I feel like there is something that you really do already know, but maybe your ambition is kind of like your desires is kind of blinding you in a way from your intuition. So it's time to like release that a little bit. Allow your intuition to come in so that you can decide what it is exactly that needs to change. And I think for a lot of you guys, it's some kind of idea or something internal. And then once you allow that to change, you'll be able to find this new opportunity that is actually more in alignment. And I think maybe for some of you guys, you could be experiencing a bit of like the sunk cost bias, where you are investing a lot of energy or time or thought into something. And so, yeah, look, the 10 of Pentacles fell out, you guys. But essentially what I'm trying to say with that is like, when you put a lot of energy into something, it makes you doubt whether you should stop it and make a change. It makes you feel like, well, I already dedicated 10 years of my life to this. Like, how can I just turn around and like do something totally different just because I have this idea? Well, the sunk cost bias is basically saying, like, don't listen to that. Like that, of course, there is that element that you want to consider as a human, how much you've already invested into something, but that's not what should determine whether you stick with something or not. And if you change, if you're willing to give up what you've already invested into something, I feel like you're going to reach this 10 of Pentacles. You're going to achieve way more success with this new idea that's coming through than you would have with whatever current idea is sitting on your plate. So Yeah. A bunch of other cards just fell out. I'm not sure if I want to go into them or not. All right, fuck it, I'll do it. Okay, so I pulled the Queen of Wands, and so I feel like you guys might have an inkling about what this idea is in terms of what you're already passionate about. The Queen of Wands is somebody who is confident and intuitive and trusts what comes in for her, and is also very creative. So like the ideas that come in feel really inspirational to her. And with the Seven of Cups, you might actually have a lot of ideas. It might be more than one thing. And maybe that's where that two swords comes in as well, is that you need to, this endings card is like you need to choose one thing. You can't go after all these different things at once. There has to be a definitive like choice. And I feel like you guys already know what is the best choice. You just have to really tune in order to decide. Then I have the Nine of Cups. So I feel like once you do make that decision, it's going to feel so fulfilling pursuing whatever this is. And this passion with this Ace of Wands and this intuition and this fulfillment is going to lead you to some kind of creative solution that is going to end up with the Queen of Swords. So this is like this person has a knowing. This person is a leader. She is sure of herself, of her wisdom, of her knowledge. This owl here is like her having eyesight, even in the dark. Like she can trust herself and her knowledge in all situations. And this is such a step up from that Knight of Swords, which is all about a little bit more like naiveness, throwing yourself into something. If you are truly tapping into what feels very inspiring, feels very intuitive, feels very emotionally fulfilling, you're going to be able to reach this Queen of Swords instead of the Knight of Swords. You're going to be able to graduate from, you know, just kind of diving head first into what information is at hand to really sifting through and picking out the perfect information, the perfect ideas, and pursuing those to your fullest ability, and knowing that you can really trust what comes in for you. So it's this maturity in thought, this maturity in logic, this maturity in your decision making that you end up with if you follow the right path and are willing to give up whatever currently is mismatched for you right now or is not in alignment. And that's again going to lead you to this success, this leadership, this power that this queen has. Like she's sitting here with a ton of power on her throne, with wisdom, with experience behind her. And you guys are totally going to get that if you're willing to, again, make the sacrifice of leaving what isn't right now. So trust your intuition, you guys. I see that coming for you. And yeah, good luck. And I hope you enjoy. Oh, one more thing. If this resonates, please like and comment down below. And if you're interested in a tarot reading, I just started offering that. Again, I'm not really sure how long I'm going to be offering these for. So if that is something that calls to you, if this resonates and you're like, oh, I want to know what's going on for myself, then I highly recommend checking that out. So that's on willsboom.com in the description box below. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye. All right. In group 3, we have this turquoisey kind of stone. Not really sure what it is. And it's not focusing either. But I think you guys got the vibe. Yeah. So I'm excited for you guys, group 3. I hope that this resonates. So we're going to start off with your tarot cards. We've got the Nine of Wands. And to be honest, in this deck, it's depicted as this like really beautiful like growth opportunity, which it is. But I looked through every single card in this deck and I loved them all. This was the only card that I felt like was a little bit of a mismatch between the visuals and how you feel when you're in this experience. This looks like this really lush, beautiful experience. You're getting so much out of this, and you are. But it feels like there's a lot of thorns, which you can't see here. These are sunflowers, which is so optimistic. I feel like they should be roses. So that's my only complaint, is that the Nine of Wands is a time of struggle. It's a time when you are being put to the test, when you feel like you don't have a lot left in you. You're like, gosh, when is this going to turn around? That's kind of what you might be feeling right now, or maybe in the recent past. That's the only thing with these tarot cards is sometimes I get readings for people and it's like I don't know where they're at. I always see it, and not always, but mostly I see it in terms of a journey. And it's really hard for me to know like where you're at in the journey. This might have been your recent past. This could be your upcoming future, or it could be your present. So you really have to determine that for yourself. The next card I have is a Two of Cups. This is about self-love, union with the self, as well as a romantic partner that feels kind of like a soulmate connection. And then I have the Five of Wands. Okay, so someone might be going through some kind of rough patch in a relationship. It's possible that this could be a relationship with yourself, but I feel like this is someone that is really craving this kind of soul connections, either with a partner or with friends. Some kind of feeling like you're actually seen, you're mirrored, you are heard, you have found your other half, you've found people who get you, who are in the same place in their life, who want the same things as you, who resonate with you. But yet on this journey to look for that, it's surrounded by two of these really difficult cards. One of them, the Nine of Wands, is about being like looking for this for so long and still feeling like you just can't get a break, you know, like you just keep encountering people who are not your match. You keep meeting people who end up disappointing you, who end up hurting you, who you felt like you were giving a lot to them, but they're not giving that same thing back, or they don't want to go in a similar direction in life. And it just feels heavy, you guys. It feels exhausting. And then we have this Five of Wands, which is about fighting, discord, not seeing eye to eye. So you might actually be fighting with the current people in your life, the people that you tried to find the Two of Cups with. This search, you're exhausted on the search. You're looking for this, and you think that you found it, and then you end up fighting with whoever this is, and you're like, wait, but I thought that this was different. I thought I was finally starting to find those people or those connections, or I was hoping for it anyway. And it's like, it's discord, you guys. It's disagreements. So that's what I'm seeing so far. So let's pull some other cards. So I got the Strength card, the Fennel. Strength. To me, the Strength in the tarot, what is that about? It's about not giving up. Notice how I place this right by the Nine of Wands. Wherever I intuitively place a card, it usually has a very important meaning. They go together. This is telling you to have strength, to not give up. And this card is really beautiful because there is something very beautiful to be gained from the struggle of this experience. If you can just hold out, you're learning a lot from this. You're growing in discernment of character. And with this moon on her head, you're learning to tap into your higher powers of intuition to make these judgment calls about who is trustworthy and who is worthy of your time before you put this investment into them. I feel like you've been really learning the hard way with this Five of Wands card. And I feel like you guys are being asked to hold on, to keep strong within yourself, and to know that you have all the answers, and it's just a matter of really learning whatever lessons are around these relationships. Every time we experience these karmic connections, they are here to teach us something about ourselves. So of course it's strengthening your discernment, but it's also teaching you a greater amount of self-love, self-acceptance, boundaries, self-understanding, really reflecting on your shadows versus their shadows. You have a lot to grow from this. And if you notice, the Strength card is paired, like I said, with this Nine of Wands, where they're really high sunflowers. The stalks, these roots, I guess not the roots, but the stalks of the sunflowers have to be really strong to hold them up. Like they are literally, I'm here in Colorado, they are literally taller than me, you guys. They are so high. And they have to have so much, chlorophyll? So much of that strength protein or whatever it is in the plant. I don't know, you guys. I don't know about plants. But whatever it has, it has to keep it really strong from its core to be able to reach those heights. So I feel like what you guys are doing right now, even though you're going through this adversity in relationships, you're growing strong in character so that you become almost defined by these difficult relationships, so that you are able to just be like a stronger person inside, and also carry that into your next relationships. Carry that over into every area of your life. Knowing how to rely on yourself, knowing how to lean on yourself, to take care of yourself after heartbreak, knowing how to recover after conflict, knowing how to grow stronger in whatever partnership this is. So if you are with somebody, if you feel like you found your Two of Cups, but it's been a rough patch with them, which that's totally possible as well, it's becoming stronger as a couple together through this adversity, through this inability to see eye to eye right now. I think you guys are eventually going to come out even stronger. So either you're with the wrong people and you are going stronger on your own through this adversity, or you're with your person and going through a tough time and you're going to grow from it. And I really feel that way because I pulled these air element communication cards. So regardless, I think everyone in this group is really learning how to refine their communication, to understand how to talk about their emotions without getting too overwhelmed by their emotions, to understand how to be vulnerable without being vulnerable to the wrong people, to open up without feeling like they need to defend themselves. There's so much that we can say here about communicating. We always have to learn more about communicating, even the best of us. There is always a deeper way that we can go, a way that we can become more vulnerable or see the other person's perspective in an easier way. And I'm going to put this by the Five of Wands because I feel like working on communication is what's going to resolve this conflict in whatever relationships are currently experiencing that conflict. I also pulled this ritual card, which is sweet corn. Interesting. Yeah. And I pulled this divination card. So first of all, I want to say this divination card is basically telling me that you can trust yourself. You can trust your inner guidance, whether this is about a person, how to navigate a situation, if someone's gaslighting you. There is something here where you need to really trust what your inner dialogue is telling you. Because other times people can get in our head, especially when we're in this kind of Two Cups energy, when we want that connection, we can really be open to other people's perspectives. And sometimes it's too much so. So this art of communicating, this art of this Five of Wands, this kind of fight, is knowing what is the right amount of being open to their wisdom and their perspective versus having boundaries around what I truly believe. This is something that is really an art. Because sometimes you're so open, if you're like have strong Libra energy, that you can just be passive or give in to what they say or allow yourself to be gaslit in an argument. And this to me is saying to really trust that you know what you believe is right, and to lean into that in any of your conversations, in any of your choosing of your relationships, and any aspect of navigating those relationships. So really utilizing that. This ritual card, if I'm not mistaken, says something about like purity and cleansing in the book. So there might be some aspects of your relationship that could use a good hard look at it. So if you're in a relationship, or regardless, we're all in some kind of relationship, there might be some aspects of your relationship that you really need to look at and cleanse away. Like for example, if you are burning sage or Palo Santo, you're cleansing the room from the negative energy. And I feel like this is kind of what is being called into your life, into your relationship specifically right now. There might be some kind of negative cycle that you are stuck in or re-experiencing, and you need to have like some kind of cleanse or purification so that this cycle is discontinued. And this is the same thing as like having the same fights or having the same negative thoughts about relationships every time you get into them, or stuck in the same patterns. It's like you need to do something that breaks this cycle. You need to do something that is unexpected, or that kind of diverts the energy and the momentum that keeps going in the samsara in the same direction and cycle over and over and over again. So a ritual, like some kind of cleansing, witchy ritual, like, I don't know, burning, like writing down whatever cycle it is and like burning it. Doing something like that can be really positive, as well as when you're having the thoughts or you're communicating in the same way or having the same fights, doing some unexpected behavior, whether that's like doing a weird face or making a weird sound or jumping up and down, like doing something to jolt your nervous system out of this pattern that you have synchronized into, that you have gotten stuck into, to literally change your biochemistry so that you don't kind of keep going down that same path. This is a very weird piece of advice that I've never told anyone, but this to me could be really useful, you guys, because I feel like a lot of this is almost happening on replay or on the unconscious level. And I feel like you need to do something to shake it, to shake out of it. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of stuck doing it again and again. I also pulled these two cards: Formulate, Strategize, and Devise, She Who Prepares. And I pulled the card, She Who Loved Once, Fragile, Secret Love, and Rejection. So to me, this is saying there can be definitely some heartbreak over relationships. And you might kind of get into this frame of mind of like, I always end up in these patterns. I always end up in this fight with this person. I always end up with this kind of person who takes advantage of me. And this like rejection card to me is almost like you getting stuck in this cycle of people who reject you or who do not treat you the way you deserve, and becoming really fragile then after that. This is something that I am currently experiencing, where it becomes hard to trust people again. You kind of, once you get hit enough, you wince. You know, you're ready for that next blow, and you're like, can I open up to this person? Can I feel again? And I feel like this card is almost like a warning to tell you guys that you really need to just be careful about who you're choosing, but don't be afraid to let people in, if that makes sense. So this strategize card to me is saying, don't just be willy-nilly about who you let into your life. Use your discernment, use your intuition, and use your wisdom through all this learned experience to choose different kinds of people, and to notice the red flags really early on, and to not let the Two of Cups lovey-dovey energy blind you. But once you have chosen the right person, don't be afraid to open up your heart again. Don't allow these people from the past to carry their burden with you into the future. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve to continue to hurt you and to hurt all of your future relationships. I know this is a really hard piece of advice. It's not easy, but it's basically saying to let love in again once you know that you can truly trust that person. So let me see for pile threes. Can they expect, if they do this work, if they work on their communication, if they're choosing the right people, trusting their intuition, getting out of this cycle, can they expect, what can they expect after that, I should say. I shouldn't give a loaded question to the universe. What can they expect if they do this work? I want some kind of positive outcome for you guys, because I feel like the cards are not ending positively. They're just kind of giving you advice. And I want to see what the ending is if you put in the work for this. If you put in the work, Four of Swords and Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. All right. I love this for you guys. Okay. Four of Swords. Do you see how this person is patiently like waiting? They're tuned into their heart chakra. They literally have this heart right here. They're tuned into their heart right here. They know exactly what they deserve. They know who they are. They're sitting and meditating in their own essence. They have these swords of discernment surrounding them because they have gone through the trials and tribulations of life to earn this discernment, to earn this wisdom. So this is somebody who sits in love and inner knowing, and they're waiting patiently for the right person and the right opportunities to arrive to them. They are not searching for something. They're not looking for happiness outside of them. They're not striving for anything. They are allowing things to happen. And what comes from that? The Nine of Pentacles. This, first of all, is having a really solid, tangible thing in your life to hold on to. So I feel like eventually this will be a relationship where it does last into the future. But what the beautiful thing about the Nine of Pentacles is that it's an extremely independent energy. This is of the entrepreneur, the person who works for themselves, who decides their own life. I'm not getting that because this isn't a career reading. It's a love reading, a relationship reading, I should say. But the Nine of Pentacles is one of independence. This is you guys being extremely sure and loving and knowledgeable about who you are, and whenever you do find a relationship, you're going to still maintain this really strong boundaries and sense of self and that independence within the relationship. And the relationship on top of that, because you have your strong sense of self, will be really solid, because it's only going to be people who add to the equation, who add to your life, who create even more stability and happiness in your life, and who don't add anything disruptive, because you are already so strong and stable that you can only attract someone strong and stable, and somebody who is willing to put in the effort to feel truly abundant and happy. And so this is something, the Knight of Pentacles also in another tarot deck I have is about literally a family, and this woman like watering all these plants that she's spent so long building. And I feel like you guys will be so sure of yourself that you will naturally kind of build this family unit, this confidence, this independence, and it will attract the relationship that you've always dreamed of, that has a stability that you've always dreamed of, that doesn't have this erratic energy of you defending and fighting and being uncertain and just the chaos. It doesn't feel chaotic. It feels very stable. It feels very loving. It feels very sure. Like you wake up every day and you know that person loves you just the same, no matter what has happened. And I feel like that's what you guys are moving towards. Whether this is a romantic relationship, a friendship, like whatever kind that is creating that stability within you and then attracting that in the relationships of those around you. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 3. That looks really beautiful, and I hope that resonates with you. And if this does, please like and comment down below and let me know. If you're interested, I just started offering tarot readings as well on my website, willowsmoon.com, which is also in the description box below. I'm not sure how long I'll be offering those for, so I would definitely jump on that now, because I think that it might get to a point where I'll just do astrology readings again. So if you like that, then go for it, and I hope you guys have such a beautiful day. Bye! All right, and last but not least, we have the Black Obsidian. And this to me feels like a really protective stone. I think that's what I've heard other people say. And it does. It feels like it wards off the darker energies. There we go. Anywho, so let's talk about your tarot. So we've got the King of Pentacles. That's really positive. We've got the Judgment card, which is honestly all about some kind of like awakening and big decision that can impact your life. And as a King of Pentacles, you might have some stuff come up. And then up next, we have the Four of Pentacles. Interesting. I wonder if this has to do with money. Let me see what other cards say. This card says luck. And let me put that here. This card says success. So you guys kind of have a lot coming in terms of abundance. 10th house, the world. So this is about career. So you guys are going to achieve some kind of career success. I feel like your message is to have hope right now. Yeah. And then the last card is She Who Sees. Observe, perceive, and scrutinize. I'm definitely going to put that by this Four of Pentacles card. All right, let's talk a little bit about this. So I definitely get with this King of Pentacles and this 10th house card, I'm getting some serious manifestation vibes in terms of career success. I feel like you guys have been really working hard towards something and you're starting to see it pay off. You're starting to see literally success, and it says luck, but honestly, F that. Like, you guys have been putting a lot of effort into this. So I guess luck in terms of having your breakthrough finally, but not luck because you guys have done your part in this manifestation process. So I feel like the luck just is trying to tell you that the tides are turning, and if you feel like it's been an uphill battle, it's not going to be after this. Like, you're reaching some level of maturity and success that you're going to be this king looking down from your throne upon the people, upon the world, upon everything that you're leading in your life, and you're going to feel like you have finally some kind of semblance of power, control, success, financial abundance. And what does a king feel? Like, literally think about what you would feel if you were a king. to have that level of influence, but also that level of success and also responsibility, you guys. You tell other people what to do. You get to wear the burden of the ups and the downs. So you have all of those experiences sort of coming at you, and it feels like a really big deal, you guys. It feels like something that you need to hear right now if you're in the struggling phase, that you're going to reach some level of success in whatever you're pursuing. And I definitely feel like this is career abundance. I'm not going to say it's just that, but I definitely get the feeling that a lot of this is financial, and that you're going to have some really massive shifts in the cycle that's coming through for you. I want to pull a card to kind of clarify this judgment, because I feel like you guys are coming up on possibly a big life decision. So as I mentioned with the King of Pentacles, you have a lot of responsibility. Like I said, you have to pay the consequences for the good and the bad of your decisions. And this judgment card to me is really highlighting the importance of these decisions, that you're making like life or death calls. And it doesn't have to be literally life or death, but you're making these really big judgment calls in your life where you're stepping up into this strong leadership position, and you do have to bear the consequences of whatever that means. And that's a little bit scary. So I kind of want to see maybe for some of you what this decision might be, because I'm getting the feeling that the word decision is really coming in hot here. So what does this decision surround? Okay, Two of Wands, the World, and the Three of Wands. Interesting. First of all, before I get into these cards, well, actually, let's get into this Two of Wands and this Four of Pentacles. I feel like what this is saying is to be really responsible in your decision making. So with this Two of Wands and the Four of Pentacles, there is, I don't really like the scarcity of the Four of Pentacles, because I don't think it's useful to have a scarcity mindset. That's never a useful thing, because that's a negative emotion. I do want to say there is something to be said for planning financially for your future. There is something to be said for saving for a rainy day, for making responsible decisions about your money today so that you can invest more later on or have a larger opportunity later on. And so you guys might be stepping up financially, but you are almost being asked to make some big decision. And I feel like for this decision to be made, you need to first have a lot of save your money and plan. Become really responsible, truly live in this King of Pentacles energy. Don't make this decision from a place of willy-nilly, oh, I'm really excited, so I'm just gonna go for it. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but it's gonna work out. I'm just gonna trust. Yes, of course you wanna have some element of trust, but you also have your responsibility in this too. You also need to plan and save and strategize for what this big decision is. Don't leap into this, like I said, all willy-nilly, because I feel like there is, again, this is life-changing. This is going to have impact for years to come. So be responsible with this. I pulled this She Who Sees, observe, perceive, and scrutinize. You guys, seriously, really looking at all the details, looking at whatever this, I feel like it could be financial. Maybe this is you guys investing in a house, investing in a career opportunity. I'm not sure. You have some potential here to make a big decision about a way to invest your time and your money. And this is saying to scrutinize this situation, to understand, to plan ahead, be observant, look at all the details, all the things that could go wrong. If it's a contract, read over the contract in detail. If it's a business decision, think about all the consequences of that business decision and all of the ramifications, all the things that you really are going to experience or need to do to be ready for this, or what will come as a result of this decision. So this could be even having a child, whatever this is to make this huge life altering decision, you need to be very responsible and really well planned. I do think that you're going to make the right decision. I also feel like you have success and your luck preparing you to even be able to financially make this decision, or be in a place in your life where you feel ready to make whatever this life altering decision is. But please do it from a sense of responsibility. I also pulled the World card and the Three of Wands card. So this is probably not very specific at all, but the Judgment card is life altering. And this World card to me is an ending of one cycle and a start of another. So you guys are completing something. With this decision, you're moving on into a brand new chapter in your life. And I especially see that with this Three of Wands, which is all about adventure, something new. It could be like a big travel decision, but I don't feel like it's, maybe for some of you it's travel, but I'm really getting the feeling that whatever this is, it's something that you haven't done before. You're embarking on a brand new mission, a brand new cycle. And so you have to come prepared. You wouldn't just go into this ship not knowing where you're going. You have to plan ahead. You have to look ahead. You have to know where you're going and what you're doing. And with the World card, I feel like you have to also emotionally process leaving one chapter behind and entering into another. You don't have to process it before you make the decision, but that is a part of entering into a new chapter. It's grieving the past. When I just bought my house recently, I was actually sad. I was really stoked. It's just mixed emotions, you guys. Like, you're leaving one cycle of being young, of having more money, of being more free, of being lighter, of being the traveler that I identified with, and stepping into a new identity, of being more responsible, of going somewhere new, of trying new things that felt scary to me. This responsibility felt scary to me, you guys. And so I had to process those emotions from one cycle to another. So I feel like you're going to have two really big things coming in. Something that you need to plan and something that you need to emotionally process. So I kind of want to ask one more question for you guys. This one's a little bit shorter, but it feels really exciting. Is there anything else you want to tell group number 4 about this decision? I will mention, though, that this obsidian, again, is about protection. So you guys are right now being protected from making a decision without being fully prepared for the consequences. You guys are being warned right now to prepare, to save money, to whatever it is, to process things emotionally, to realize the consequences before jumping into something. Is there anything that they should know, anything else that they should know about this big decision in their life? The King of Swords. You guys, you're getting the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a planner, is a delegator. He has his ducks in a row. And the King of Swords also has this absolute clarity about where he's going. He knows exactly what he's fighting for. He knows exactly what he thinks, what he believes, and mentally he is prepared. So this is about getting your ducks in a row in your physical environment, and this is about getting your ducks in a row intellectually and logically in your mind. So notice how both of these are, both are kings. Both have reached like finalities. They cannot advance anymore. There is nothing after the king. So what does that mean? That means that you guys have to get to this point where you feel like you are thoroughly ready for whatever this next chapter is. You have a thorough understanding of it in and out. Not only preparing your finances, but preparing your mindset to be on board, having a plan in both regards. And yeah, just knowing exactly what you're going after. Is there anything, I feel like that was kind of saying the same thing, but it's really reiterating, driving the home. Is there anything that they don't see about this decision? The Three of Cups. Interesting. The Three of Cups is a really celebratory energy. It's about people coming together and enjoying this. So I feel like there is a lightheartedness to this decision that I feel like maybe isn't coming through with these tarot cards. It seems quite serious, quite responsible. But once you do that, once you kind of face this responsibility head on, you will be able to celebrate. You will be able to relax. It's going to have a positive outcome. You got the Success card. This is saying it's going to be like this joyous opportunity in your life. It's not just going to be this responsibility and that's it. It feels really, really beautiful. And I also want to mention with the Three of Cups is the support from other people, having other people there, maybe throwing a party after you guys, have this experience or make this decision and have a positive outcome, like throwing a party to celebrate, feeling some support from others if you want to ask other people like how to plan this or what their experience was like if they went through a similar decision or something like that in their life. Really lean on and rely on other people throughout this process and then celebrate with those people. Enjoy that. I'm going to pull one last card just to see if there's anything else that wants to come through. Is there any other messages that wants to come through for group 4? The last card we have is the Fool. Oh, you guys, this couldn't be more perfect. Like I said, this is a brand new cycle for you guys. This is card 0 of the tarot. And this is somebody who's leaping into this with lightness in their step, with optimism, with faith that everything is going to work out. There's this innocence and naivete and honesty to this person in this new journey. And so I feel like what it's telling you is to take your wisdom, to take your planning, and then once you've already done this, once you have all of your ducks in a row and you have your wisdom already in this backpack here, wherever it is, maybe there's no backpack. Well, normally that's this little sack right here. You have your wisdom and your priorities and everything in this sack, but then you're going into this experience with a really open mind. You're going into it with an open heart, ready to experience whatever comes at you. And so I feel like this is kind of being like an open vessel. Once you have done the preparatory work, once you have that responsibility already in check, you know what you're going after, don't be rigid in your approach. Be open to what comes through. Be open to changes. Be excited about the newness in this opportunity and look at it with fresh childlike eyes. And I think that paired with this kind of wisdom and discernment and preparation is the absolute best thing that you can have in any kind of journey. Is coming the most prepared you can and then be ready for anything to happen after that point, because you never know. Life is expecting the unexpected. So enjoy this process. Enjoy the sun shining on you. Enjoy this beautiful new beginning in your life. This feels very, very exciting for you, pile 4. I think my most exciting pile yet. So I'm very pumped for you and I hope that you enjoy this. If it resonates, please like and comment down below. If you're interested in a tarot reading, I just started offering this in addition with my astrology readings. Not sure how long I'll offer this for because I mainly do astrology. I just also love tarot. So if that's something that you're interested in, check that out in the description box below or at willowsbloom.com. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye.